This is the WJTS News. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Joey Rehl reporting. Drug activity in Huntingburg leads to 2 arrests. On Saturday, March 19th, first responders were dispatched to 1427 North Niehaus Trail in Huntingburg for a possible opioid overdose. On Sunday, March 20th, the DuBois County Sheriff's Office was contacted by law enforcement from another jurisdiction about potential drug activity involving individuals living at 1427 North Niehaus Trail. On Monday, the Huntingburg Police Department and the DuBois County Sheriff's Office assisted the DuBois County Superior Court Probation Office in enforcing a court order at the address in Huntingburg. During the service of the order, officers located illegal narcotics in a residence and contacted the DuBois County Prosecutor's Office. The DuBois County Prosecutor's Office assisted law enforcement in obtaining a search warrant for the property. The warrant was issued by the DuBois County Circuit Court. In total, officers located approximately 15 pounds of marijuana, 177 grams of mushrooms, various other THC products, and approximately $11,000 in cash. Arrested at the residence were Alexis J. Seitz and Robert L. Shepard III. The two were charged with the following crimes: dealing in a Scheduled I controlled substance, a Level 2 felony, dealing in marijuana over 10 pounds, a Level 5 felony, possession of marijuana, a Level 6 felony, maintaining a common nuisance, a Level 6 felony, possession of marijuana, a Level 6 felony, possession of paraphernalia, a Class A misdemeanor. The investigation is ongoing at this time. A charge of a crime is merely an accusation, and the defendant is presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty. The control areas surrounding DuBois County sites D1, D2, D3, and D4 have been lifted as of today. Commercial farms in the control areas are no longer under quarantine. Weekly and bi-weekly surveillance testing is no longer required, and movement permits are eliminated. Surveillance of backyard flocks in the control areas is complete. Owners will receive notice of the quarantine release by mail. The D1, D2, D3, and D4 farms remain under quarantine until the final steps of the flock plan are complete. Final activities include compost disposal, virus elimination, environmental sampling for presence of the virus, and a fallow period. To lift the DuBois County control areas, USDA requires the following conditions: the last infected premises in the control areas is depopulated and the compost pile has been set. No HPAI positive diagnostics have been identified in the control area for 14 days after the depopulation of the infected premises. Initial virus elimination activities on the last infected premises are complete, including outside areas of the site, equipment, trucks, and other potential formites used in the depopulation activities. Required surveillance in the control area has been completed. No evidence of HPAI infection was found in the control area. Surveillance requirements for international and bilateral trade are being conducted and may continue. BOA staff continue to reach out to known hobby and backyard poultry owners in the control areas to schedule testing of birds to ensure the virus is not present. To date, 74 hobby flocks have been sampled. Laboratory testing determined them as negative. Hobby poultry owners in southern DuBois County or Greene County should contact BOA at 317-544-2387 to schedule testing at no charge. The USDA Wildlife Services is assisting with surveillance of wild birds in and near the control areas. Samples from waterfowl, pigeons, European starlings, and other species have been submitted for laboratory testing. Results are currently pending for more than 220 samples collected, but will be reported when they become available. As of March 7th, the available data and analysis of over 200 full genome H5N1 HPAI sequences from wild and domestic birds supports independent wild bird introduction for the initial detection in DuBois County and both detections in Greene County. Analysis will continue as data becomes available. The Indiana Department of Transportation announces lane closures for a pavement operation on US 231 near Rockport. Beginning on or around Monday, March 28th, contractors will close the northbound passing lane of US 231 and the northwest loop of the exit at State Road 66 and US 231 for concrete patching. As a part of this regular maintenance operation, workers will remove sections of concrete that have weakened over time under normal conditions and replace the patches with new concrete. This operation adds several years of life to the existing pavement. This is part of an ongoing project to perform the same operation at multiple locations at this exit. Work on this phase is expected to last for about a week depending on weather conditions. The entire project is expected to be completed by the end of May. During the operation, the northbound passing lane and northwest ramp will be closed. The driving lane will remain open. Flaggers will be present in the work zone during intermittent periods where extra traffic control is required. NDOT urges drivers to slow down and stay alert near crews. Across Indiana, state and local law enforcement agencies will be out in full force to ensure that students remain safe when traveling to and from school. Over the next couple of months, officers will be positioned along bus routes and in school zones where they will be on high alert for stop arm violations, speeding, and other forms of reckless driving. The overtime patrols are part of the state's Stop Arm Violation Enforcement Program and funded with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration grants administered by the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute. More than 200 police agencies will be participating in the spring enforcement campaign as part of an ongoing effort to prevent reckless driving in school zones and around buses. Last year alone, more than 2,700 drivers were cited for stop arm violations by Indiana law enforcement. That's according to the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute. To address this, officers across the state will be utilizing a range of enforcement strategies, from high visibility patrols to having police spotters on buses. In most jurisdictions, tactics and routes will be decided in coordination with local bus drivers and school transportation officials, with efforts concentrating in the morning and afternoon hours. As part of the campaign, state and local officials will be calling on motorists to slow down, pay attention to the road, and never pass a bus that has its red lights flashing and stop arm extended. This applies to all roads with one exception. On highways divided by a physical barrier such as concrete wall or a grassy median, only vehicles traveling in the same direction as the school bus are required to stop. It's also important when approaching a school bus to be prepared to stop, plan ahead, and factor in extra time during each commute for school bus stops. Disregarding a school bus stop arm is a Class A infraction and a serious offense. Violators could pay a fine of up to $10,000, have their license suspended for up to 90 days for their first offense, or up to 1 year for their second offense. A U.S. Senator from Indiana is clarifying comments he made about interracial marriage. Republican Mike Braun was talking about abortion during a video conference, arguing that decisions about the legality of the procedure should be made at the state level and not by the Supreme Court. When asked if that should apply to other Supreme Court cases like the one that legalized interracial marriages back in 1965, Senator Braun confirmed he would be okay with the Supreme Court leaving that to the states. After the video conference ended, Senator Braun said he misunderstood the question, adding the Constitution prohibits discrimination of any kind based on race, and he condemns racism in any form. Stay tuned. WJTS News will be right back with a check of weather, and then Kurt Guxell will be in with a look at sports.